One of the reasons for visiting Poland was to visit Auschwitz and Birkenau. After reading a lot on its history, books, real-life testimonials, it was somewhere that I really wanted to visit. And on arriving at Auschwitz, it really was the most surreal but saddest experience I've had. A lot of the buildings here are the original buildings still standing, and knowing that a lot of Jewish and Polish people were brought here to their death, not really knowing what they were walking into, made it even worse as an experience. 1.3 million Jewish and Polish people were brought to both concentration camps, and 1.1 million of them were killed. These pictures are pictures taken across both camps, and as you can see, children, mothers, babies, all walking into what was pretty much going to be their death. These are the shoes that belonged to a lot of those people as well, and you can see from the sheer volume of them, and this was an entire glass wall of shoes that were collected. These belonged to the Polish and Jewish people coming into Auschwitz that were taken off them where they thought they would be using them, and they didn't. The second camp, Birkenau, was probably the most saddest thing I'd experienced. The sheer volume of this camp was just beyond me. Again, original buildings and barracks still in place. This carriage is the original carriage that brought so many Jewish and Polish people to their death. Inside one of the barracks, you get an idea of what it was like for somebody to stay here. It was cold, it was dark, it was cramped. No hay, no mattresses, nothing. Again, this is one of the saddest things I'd experienced because, as you can see from the living conditions, they were inhumane. We're now walking into a gas chamber, and this is one of the only gas chambers that still stands in Auschwitz. This was awful, knowing that Jews and Polish people were brought in here thinking they were going to take a shower, when in fact they weren't. They were brought in here to be killed. It was the saddest thing ever. The execution wall was for those that had done even worse or wrong by Nazi Germans, and they were executed against that wall. If you've not been to Poland or not read on the history, I really recommend that you do. I am so glad I got to go, although it was the saddest thing I'd ever experienced.